Right, India's indigenous fighter aircraft Tejas has prompted international attention. A handful of countries has already shown interest to procure the aircraft. WION's correspondent Siddharth MP brings you the latest.
It's the lightest fighter aircraft in the world. Fully loaded, it weighs all of 13.5 tons or 13,500 kilograms. It can travel at Mach 1.6, which is 1.6 times the speed of sound, or nearly 2,000 kilometers per hour. It's an all-weather, single-engine, multi-role light combat aircraft. To top it all, this aircraft is made in India by the state-owned aerospace and defense company Hindustan Aeronautics Limited. It is a fact that the Tejas took decades to design and develop. The Tejas program began in the 1980s. The aircraft had its first flight in 2001. Thereafter, it took 15 years for further modifications and testing. However, it is a proven, robust and reliable aircraft. Ample testimony to this fact is that the aircraft hasn't had a single accident in more than 5,000 development flights and in thousands of hours of operational flying.
It is the lightest combat aircraft in the world. One of the highlights of this aircraft is the control laws, which is known as colloquially as the fly-by-wire of any aircraft. So, what is the fly-by-wire? What it basically does, if I want to explain it to the layman, is that between an input that the pilot gives and output that is reflected at the control surfaces, there's a computer. That computer is nothing but has captured the entire mathematical model of the aircraft, and based on what the pilot demands, the aircraft is able to give it.
According to the Indian government, many countries including the US, Australia, Indonesia, the Philippines, Malaysia, Egypt and Argentina have shown interest in Tejas. While it is a made-in-India aircraft, the Tejas also features a significant number of components from US, British and Israeli manufacturers. Tejas can also fire armaments from India, Russia and Israel. So, if and when the Tejas is purchased by another country, all the foreign component manufacturers will also benefit in the process. India currently operates 2 squadrons, that is 32 aircraft. However, air power and capabilities are meant to be constantly upgraded. India is also working on Tejas Mark 1A and Tejas Mark 2.
The aircraft is great, but in spite of that, there is always scope for improvement. So, if we ever find certain aspects on which we can make it better, in which improvements can be made, we definitely convey it to the designers, and the designers till date have been extremely motivated, and they've ensured that our requirements have not only been met but at many times been surpassed to make this aircraft even better than what it was originally. And in the same line, we expect that the Mark 1 Alphas and the Mark 2s will definitely make good the requirements and in many aspects surpass the desired capabilities.
The international interest in the Tejas is an acknowledgement of India's efforts at building an indigenous fighter. Operating out of Air Force Station Sulur since 2018, the Tejas aircraft play a crucial role in peninsular India.
Tejas is a highly capable aircraft, and as far as the Tejas squadrons, the 2 squadrons, the Flying Daggers and the Flying Bullets that operate of Sulur are concerned, they can be called fairly as the defenders of peninsular India, because when they operate from here, their area of responsibility is pretty much from the Andaman and Nicobar Islands on the eastern side and also Lakshadweep Islands on the western side. So the Tejas aircraft that operate out of Air Force Station Sulur in Tamil Nadu are actually the defenders of India's peninsula.
Having succeeded with the first variant of Tejas, India's aerospace industry has gained significant experience and learnt valuable lessons. This could prove crucial in making India more and more self-reliant in crucial defense technologies. With video journalist Surendra from Air Force Station Sulur, Siddharth MP, WION, World is One.
Right, India has issued an advisory to its nationals living or studying in Canada. India's foreign ministry cautioned against a sharp rise in hate crimes, sectarian violence and anti-India activities. The advisory was issued on Friday by a spokesperson for the ministry. After giving the warning, the advisory said that India had taken up the incidents with Canadian authorities and that Canada had been asked to investigate the crimes and take appropriate action. The advisory pointed out that the perpetrators behind the acts had not been brought to justice so far. The advisory also advised Indians to exercise caution and remain vigilant. It said that Indians in Canada could register themselves with the Indian High Commission in Ottawa or in consulates in Toronto and Vancouver. It said that registration would help the consulates and High Commission better connect with Indians in case of an emergency. The advisory comes amid a diplomatic row between the two sides. Thousands of Canadian Sikhs voted in a referendum on September 19th that aims to create a separate country for Sikhs by carving out a part of India. The advisory comes a day after the Foreign Ministry spokesperson Arindam Bagchi reacted to the Khalistan referendum, calling it farcical. The reference to hate crimes comes after the defacement of a temple in Toronto earlier this week. WION World is One is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news updates on the move.